Well, in the Kitty Genovese case, which is remarkable, this woman was being assaulted by a crazy man who got off the bus with a knife. So it's not, she didn't know him, he didn't know her, but he's really crazy. He wanted to kill her or rape her or everything. And she's screaming. And people hear it, and nobody calls the police, okay? Nobody comes to her aid, and finally he kills her, she dies. So it was tragic. All the newspapers say, New Yorkers are callous, they don't care. But it turns out to have nothing to do with New York. It has to be in an emergency situation when many people are involved. The more people involved, paradoxically, the less anyone is to help. Because you always assume you will do it. You assume he will do it. He assumes I will do it, and nobody does it. So two psychologists, friends of mine, Bib Latané and John Darley, we were also the same age. One went to New York University, where I was at the time, one at Columbia, where I went later. They said, you know, we should really try to understand this phenomenon. They gave it the label, bystander effect. The more people present, the less anyone is to help. And so they began to do experiments of different kind to see under what conditions do people help or not help. And it started a whole revolution of people saying, let me back up. In the Bible, one of the central stories is what? The Good Samaritan effect. A man is beaten up, robbed, is lying on the highway, and many people pass by. Until a man comes from Samaria, sees him, picks him up, brings him to an inn, gives the innkeeper money, says, take care of it, comes back and sees him. So in the Bible, that's a critical story, which in the Bible it says, Jesus says, treat everyone as if he was your brother. Treat everyone as if he was your family, and you assume he will treat you this way. So that's the Good Samaritan effect. In fact, in many cases, people are hurt, people are injured, people are suffering, and nobody helps. They pass them by. So the question is why? It's not that nothing wrong with them. It's that in a social situation, when you come in and I see 3 or more people do nothing, the social norm is do nothing. And so it's a pressure on me, so my responsibility as an individual is, my responsibility gets diffused. And I end up doing nothing when I know in my mind I should do something. So now the question is, can you change that? And so I have developed a set of programs called Understanding Human Nature, which is part of my Heroic Imagination project in San Francisco, which is now going around the world. Heroic Imagination project is HIP, the acronym. And the idea is heroism starts in the imagination. It's thinking, I could be a hero, I should be a hero, I can be a hero. So the old notion of heroes was heroes are born, they're special people. Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, maybe Winston Churchill, Mother Teresa. What? Václav Havel. So people say, they're born that way. Their whole life is, I'm saying, no. We respect them, we know their name because they did something exceptional. Not once, but their whole life. I want to be a hero once. I just want to help somebody once. So we start the Hero Project to say, we're going to teach you the social skills to be an everyday social change agent. We're going to teach you how to analyze social situations as a social psychologist does, and how to decide what is the wise and effective way to take action. And we believe that you can inspire young people to be everyday heroes. They are ordinary people, but what they do is extraordinary. And we say, instead of waiting for somebody to be bleeding on the sidewalk, what we're going to get you to do is be Socio Centric, meaning what? In every situation you go in, your job is make somebody feel special. So what does it mean? It means I go to you and I say, hello, I'm Phillip Zimbardo, what's your name? Good to see you. Say something nice about them. Give them a compliment. I like that jacket. I wish I had. Where'd you get it? You know, and so you make a human connection. And you say, I'm going to do this every single day for a month. So that becomes a social habit. So a heroic habit is, I'm doing deeds of goodness, deeds of kindness every day, so it becomes automatic. It's habit. It's what I do. And it's not heroic, because the definition of hero is someone who does something that is a risk that could have a cost. In the extreme, you could die, okay, or you could get hurt. So here, there's no risk. The risk is embarrassment. I give you a compliment, you say, oh, they're no good. But in fact, if I give you a compliment, almost always people say, thanks, it made me feel good. So we teach people these skills as how do you transform a passive bystander who does nothing to an active hero who does the right thing. So this is one of our programs. We have a number of other programs, all based around social psychology. And so what we do is I have these programs, and each program is like 30 pages, like 2-3 hours. But what makes it exciting for young people is all the information is organized around videos, provocative videos. So the teacher doesn't talk anymore. Teacher shows a video and says, why are people not helping? What would you do? Here's a situation where people are in danger. Why don't they help themselves? And so it goes very, very dynamic. And also, because boys are less interested in school, the whole class is organized a team, a boy and a girl, working together. And so now boys see girls are fun to work with. Girls have good ideas. So we don't compete, we collaborate. And our program now, so essentially we license the material, like for several years, and then we train. I go around the world training trainers or training teachers how to deliver the material, and we certify them. So our program now it's in the western part of the United States, California, Arizona, but it's all over Hungary. It's in more than 1,000 high schools all over Hungary, in remote villages. It's all over Poland. It's in Sicily, where my family comes from. It's in Bali, Indonesia, in the Green School. It's in Geelong, Australia. And now it's about to be in Slovakia, in Germany, in Netherlands. And I just finished giving lectures about this in Prague, and many people there said, we really want to have this program. The memorial people at Bubny said yes. Medical students in the St. Charles Medical School, law students the other night, and even people who run the Václav Havel Library. So now there are 4 or 5 groups I'm trying to get together to say, how can you bring our program here to do wonderful things? Now, the big question is, does it work? Yeah. I'm saying it's interesting. You know, everybody says what they. So we insist that everybody who uses the program must make an evaluation. Does it change attitudes and values of the students? Does it change attitudes and values of the teacher as well? And then ultimately we're going to ask parents. And so, for example, for the bystander effect, one of the problems is bullying. If I bully you, you're the victim. But everybody around who sees this are the innocent bystanders who do nothing. So bullies create a world of bystanders who do nothing. And if you're a bystander in elementary school, high school, now in business, and you do nothing, you always feel shame. You know, I should have done something. So guilt is when you do something wrong. Shame is when you don't do the right thing. So now we want to confront you with this and say, okay, now how will you deal with bullying? Okay, and so our program has all these different levels, and so I publish each year what is the social impact in America, in Hungary, in Poland, in Italy, etc. So we give it to people. Say, here's what we're doing. Here's the impact. And so far, we take no money from the government. It just I give a lot of my own money, and people license it for really a small fee.